high school. And there was a reunion. We're still having reunions, and everybody's 77 years old. It's amazing. This is Caroline Nelson. And Caroline, tell them what you do. You're not a nutritionist. Is that?
I'm a registered dietitian, and right now I'm getting my master's in public health from the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill.
And if you look at how much I've decayed, you can see I need a registered dietitian to control my health.
No.
So I connected not too long ago with a guy that I went to high school with. Actually, my mother and father told me not to hang around with this guy. We had a band together, and they were called the G-Notes, and this was our bass. He was our bass guitarist, and his name is Sal Zitra. I never thought I'd ever see the guy again. Suddenly during high school he disappeared, and he became a pilot, and he went down to South Jersey. And I wondered why all the kids I grew up with went to the same high school. And I never saw Sal after that high school. So he grew up, he's a self-made man, he's a wonderful guy, and he's got an enormous family. He has 3 sons, and each son had 3 kids, right?
So.
Yeah, yeah. And Caroline's father is a friend of Sal. So I know her as a friend of a friend of a friend. So you're here.
Command, please.
Oh, that's my clock. It talks like that. So tell the story of why you're in Bangkok.
Well, to graduate from my master's program, I graduate in August. I have to complete an internship practicum. And I decided to apply to this great internship in Bangkok, Thailand. And it's with the Keenan Foundation Asia. And basically they are working with Pfizer to help with the super aging population that's in Thailand. And so I'm just working as an intern, getting experience.
I'm part of that aging population.
But we're teaching health literacy, physical health education, financial literacy. And so I'm just kind of learning about the business and the public health side of things this summer.
So up to now, how many weeks have you been here?
6 weeks.
6
and I have
weeks.
4 left.
And tell them where you're staying.
I'm by Phrampong BTS stop. Yeah, by the Emporium Mall.
So she's staying in Emporium. And what is the name of that line?
The Phrampong.
Accommodation.
For BTS?
No, the accommodation that you got through
Airbnb.
Internet. So
Yeah.
she's staying with through Airbnb, and she's got an apartment on the
36th floor.
36th floor. So I told Sal, he asked me could I show her around Bangkok, but she's been around more than I could have shown her. You've been out of the country as well.
Yes, I've been to Laos and Cambodia so far.
So this delightful, how old are you, 26?
25.
25 years old, sorry to make you
okay.
older. And I don't care about age. So anyhow, she came here and I said, why don't you come to my workshop and I will make you a ring. Or I'll teach you how to make a ring. What was that like for you, the whole thing?
It was a very interesting experience.
How many hours? Have we been together, 3 hours?
About 3, 2.5, 3 hours.
Right.
It was a really good experience. I kind of figured coming in it'd be pretty straightforward, like this is how you do this, we just need to solder this, and then I was pretty surprised with how adaptable one needs to be. There's definitely not one perfect way to make a ring or make any piece of jewelry. I think you did a really good job of being like, oh, let's try this might be a new way of doing things, and it was just a really good creative process, and I found a really beautiful ring out of it. I learned a lot too.
Can you hold your hand about that far away? I think they can see it. And it's a ring that's opened, and it has leaves on the end of a stem on both sides.
I can take it off too.
Go slow.
Yeah, it's really, really pretty. And he hammered it too, which is my favorite look.
Roll it around.
So I wanted, Sal must have spent about $75 to $100. He went to eBay and he found my yearbook from 1961, wow. And he sent it to me. And I seem to be more sentimental than Sal and all the kids that I contacted, but it was amazing. Can you imagine what it's like to talk to somebody you went to high school with 65 years ago and you never made contact until you got to be 77 years old, and you wonder, well, what the hell happened to them in the pinball machine? I call it the pinball machine of life.
Yeah.
You know, all the things that could happen to you. And Sal became very well off. He's amazing. He's self-made. He had his own company at one point. He was an airline pilot, a commercial pilot. He went into the Air Force. He said they straightened him out. I knew someone would have to straighten him out. Anyhow, it's amazing. And he made such a wonderful living for himself and brought up a huge family. And very sadly lost his wife. But her father is a friend. Do you know how they met or how they became friends?
I actually don't know the real story, but I know that they're both retired and they like to sail, and so they met in Houston, Texas, and just kind of sparked a relationship. My dad is a physicist. He doesn't really talk to a lot of people, but Saul caught his eye, I guess. I don't know. They've become very good friends.
And your father worked for Texas Instruments.
Yes.
Which is something that well, they had the first calculators out
TI.
with a little red thing you had to look in to see the readout, the digital readout.
Yes.
Anyhow, it's been a real pleasure having you here. I really appreciate you coming. And tell Sal, for an old friend, and I hope I helped you out a little bit.
Well, this has been a great experience.
This is a lot easier than taking you around Bangkok and showing you all the restaurants and everything.
I definitely learned a lot. I appreciate this experience.
Very nice.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming here.